At some point in time, when playing some of our favorite games, we've all dreamed of combining our favorite games together to make a true masterpiece. One game that would do it all. A game with a blood-pumping, adventurous story of Tomb Raider that was also a smooth first-person shooter complemented with well-rounded gunplay mechanics like Destiny or Shadow Warrior's unique take on the FPS genre. But what if it also included awesome hack-and-slash elements like Nier Automata or even Devil May Cry with its style system to engage otherworldly creatures and Dark Souls-inspired boss fights, all while set in a rich universe like Titanfall or Quantum Break that always had something cool to look at and made you wonder more about its universe. And let's not forget badass graphics like Crysis. And what if I told you that was real and closer than you think? Putting all these elements together, you get this in the form of Bright Memories. Bright Memories has you taken the place of this Lara Croft-esque character by the name of Sheila, with the goal of stopping an evil corporation as they open a portal to a neighboring world, having you fall inside with them. The game sees you fighting through mobs of enemies and epic boss fights with some of the smoothest gunplay that I've ever seen. The game oozes with much creativity and toys with many foreign concepts to most games and more than delivers in execution. Smooth gunplay for the player to enjoy, complemented with well-detailed animations mixed with hack-and-slash elements into player mechanics. The game strikes a perfect balance between the two elements by not having the abilities overpower the weaponry and vice versa. Weapons have extended mags, quick reloads, and 3 different weapons to damage enemies with. However, the player also comes with an arsenal of abilities at their disposal as well. This varies from grapples, time freezing, and sword slashing. Upgrades become available the more experience that is earned from killing enemies. Unlike most modern games of the time that use skill trees, this game offers a wide range of abilities and upgrades as long as the required XP is used. The weaponry and abilities complement each other very well, like setting up combos in a fighter game, but will punish the player if not equally used. Using the weapons too much will result in the player getting surrounded by bullet sponge enemies, while strictly using abilities will stagnate the player and constant cooldowns. Although it's first difficult to adjust between the two elements, this all pays off when mastering a perfect blend. The player feels like an absolute god during battles, executing everything perfectly. This is thanks to the game's very intelligent pacing within the level design. Tutorials don't frequently pause the game, but show up appropriately to ensure the player never feels lost. But the game won't hold the player's hand either by throwing difficult enemies as the game is progressed. This is all in relation with the rich world that is shown and great game optimization thanks to the use of the Unreal 4 engine to its fullest capacity, making the game look just as good as the Crysis series. The game feels amazing to play and has some entertaining head nods to its inspirations. However, the game doesn't come without its own set of problems. I would argue that the game was extremely easy even when beating the game on its Game++ mode. Although this was patched during the writing of the script, which does increase the difficulty in later modes, it's good the game got patched because it's important to note that the game is still in early access, meaning it does have its fair share of issues, such as odd animations, some events not properly triggering, bugs that have the player fly out of the map, unavailable features, and the always lingering uncertainty of the game ever getting finished. And yet, with a handful of problems, it doesn't bother me in the slightest, and although the pros outweigh the cons, that's not what gives me the empathy for the game. In fact, it's probably the most incredible fact about this whole game in the first place. It was made by one man. A man by the name of Chinese developer, which may go to explain many of the game's Eastern culture influences. The game also has Chinese voice acting, but all the text is enabled for English by default. Also including the fact that the trailers were made in English, you can tell the creator didn't hesitate to deliver the game to a Western audience. But this doesn't go without saying that the English translation in many parts is nothing short of laughable. Be it as it may, it's still incredible the feats accomplished by only one man on this game, done only in his free time according to the game's Steam page. Considering that he does game design for a profession, it really shows in his own work here. This includes animations, level design, visuals, AI programming, and mechanics, but not limited to those exclusively. It makes you wonder if he also worked on his trailers, which do match AAA quality, or even his music, which is some of the best music I've heard in any sort of independently developed game. It is odd, however, the main menu track includes English at some point in time, which is the only English dialogue in the entire game. which again makes you wonder if he had help designing the music for the game. Overall, the game was an absolute positive experience for me, and I'm thrilled to see more. The game is currently limited to just one story mission with 2 boss fights, and the storytelling is definitely not its strong suit. In stark contrast, the game delivers with stellar gameplay and rich, intriguing world building. Yet with the game costing the same amount as a meal, I'd say it's money well spent by anybody wanting to give it a shot.